Let me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer.
Had no idea you were starting that soon. I'm sitting over here trying to pre-read my story, and then you went right into it, girl. So here we go.
Oh, well, sorry. Don't do it right now. We're not going to jump in.
Oh, I'm not going to pre-read it. I might not be able to read it. Okay, there it goes. It turned. It was such small font for a second. Made me a little anxious. Anyway,
this is a very late night recording. It's 10:09.
It is. It makes me think of like Delilah. Like we're late night, driving late night.
Yeah.
We're not driving. I just mean when you're driving late night, you turn on that talk radio.
Yeah. Do you want me to turn off all the lights? Would that help?
Yeah, I mean, it would, except for when I go to read that.
What? You're on a screen. You're on a TV.
Yeah.
Nope.
I just feel like,
not a TV.
Yeah, a little screen, but I still feel like I need all of the help that I can get.
Got it.
Because it's such tiny font. Getting so old, Erin. Falling asleep in episodes, cannot see a thing. Telling you what, farting when I walk.
Oh, man, our days are numbered.
They really are. It's just, you just have to at some point. I remember being a young kid thinking, at what point do you just accept that you're old?
Yeah.
And here it is. It's 44.
Oh, man. I know. I think it's getting close for me. Before this started, I showed you all my gray hair.
Yeah. You just got to at some point just be like, what the fuck? I don't care.
Like if I were to line up my hair along my part,
it's
like every 10th hair is a gray hair.
It did not look like that much. I just looked at it.
It's
beautiful.
Okay. All right.
Embrace
Thank you.
it.
It's fine. I'm just saying, I mean, it's
looks
not going
dark
anywhere.
From here.
That's true. From afar, it looks darker. I've got a question for you. What's the weirdest thing you've ever found in your car?
Oh my gosh, have you seen my car?
Yeah, which is why I kind of really want to know your answer.
Gosh, are you kidding me? The weirdest thing that I've ever found in my car. Oh man, that's too broad. I find so many weird things in it daily.
All right, well, let me tell you what I found tonight.
Okay.
I found a singular.
I bet it belonged to me. Well, I don't know what you're about to say.
Know. Garlic clove.
Oh.
Like still with that little paper, like the paper part of the garlic.
For some reason, I really feel like this was mine.
It was in my, in my console where I've got my drink holders. Okay. Not the two up front, but the two in back that are like in a pull-out drawer.
Oh, interesting.
One clove of garlic. Why? And then the worst part is, I tried to pull it out and I dropped it. So now it's still in my car.
Oh,
but it's a loose garlic.
Gonna be stinky.
I know.
No, I don't know why I feel like this overwhelming like certainty that that's mine. Like here's why. My kids are always in your car.
That's true.
And they do weird things.
That's true.
Macy James always has like weird shit that she's getting, and she's really going through a vampire phase.
Okay.
So I feel like that could have very easily been like she grabbed some garlic. Like, which is weird because...
Like anti-vampire phase.
Yeah, but she is a vampire. Like, she keeps trying to convince me she's a vampire. But she associates the two. She's only 4. Logic is not quite there.
Yeah.
So I could see her, like, grabbing some garlic because I showed her what garlic was the other day and just showing up. But then I also think, what if it was just, like, one of the times when I cooked at a dad's house and you drove...
You brought a singular clove of garlic?
Well, sure. Sometimes you just got to chop up that fresh garlic.
Yeah, but like I would bring a chunk of it still. Like I usually, I would cook with 3 to 5.
Yeah, that's true. But what if I brought like 3 to 5 and one of them fell out?
But it was within a drawer of cup holders.
Yeah, that's got to be Macy James. That's got to be my daughter.
Tonight, I was at the drive-thru and it was like, we're at Arby's. It took forever. And unless Arby's wants to sponsor us. I don't know why it took so long, but it took a long time. And it was like awkward conversation between me and this like 19-year-old kid. And then I was like, well, that was weird. And he was like, I was like, I just found garlic in my car. So, I don't know. Anyways, moving on. Don't talk to me.
Having a moment.
Yeah.
A moment. Well, I don't know about the weirdest thing that I've ever found in my car, because like my car is just a disaster, and I would love to blame my kids, but Beth Wampler can tell you.
I can tell you too.
It's always been that way.
Yeah,
it really has. It's like my one dumping ground. It's like my house I'll keep clean. I'm good about most things, but that car, I just don't care. It's like a trash can.
Yeah,
it really is. I treat it like a trash can, and it's kind of gross. I'm kind of embarrassed about it. I'm very particular about who I like park next to in meetings and things, because I'm like, It's embarrassing, and I get it, but I also don't care. Like you're saying, oh, but clearly I don't care enough to clean it, so don't feel sorry for me. I'm like, kind of don't care, but I am strategic about like, oh gosh, don't park next to that person. They seem like they got their shit together.
Yeah.
But anyway, I really don't care. It just is what it is. Probably not the weirdest thing I've ever found, but the biggest spill I've ever had in my car.
Okay.
I was hosting a meeting, and I decided I would get some coffee. And did you know that like Heine Brothers, they sponsor teachers? They're really like into education and teacher forward. So you can get free coffee to like host at like one of your educational meetings.
Oh, that's cool.
It is amazing. And I'm talking huge, like a huge vat of coffee.
Yeah. Heine Brothers is our local coffee company.
Oh, yeah. Local to Louisville. Sorry, everybody. But yes, local to Louisville. So I order it, not realizing this meeting only had like 6 people.
No.
And when I say huge, I mean like the biggest vat of coffee you've ever had. And there's 6 people. I got made fun of so much because they're like, how much coffee do you think we drink? I'm like, I don't know. I just thought coffee would be a good thing to bring. I'm like, there was a coffee pot on the counter. I could have made 1 pot of coffee. It would have been enough for everybody. But I had a vat of coffee. And then because nobody drank it, like I was drinking the shit out of that coffee all morning. I was like, it's free coffee. Everybody drink it. I was the only one. Anyway, it was so heavy, it fell over in the back of my car.
Oh, no.
And I mean, it was like an ocean of coffee.
Oh, my gosh.
In the back of my car. My car has smelled like coffee ever since. Better than it did before because it smelled like who knows what. So anyway, yeah.
As somebody who used to work at Starbucks, I will say that the smell of coffee is not like a nice aroma. Like it's
too much is when it's too much is too much.
I would come home from a shift at Starbucks and take a shower, and it smelled like I was brewing coffee in our dorm room.
Weird. That's weird.
It's just like coffee permeated our whole dorm.
Yeah, I can see that.
Ooh, it's rough. But anyways,
there's worse smells though.
There are worse, but when you work
like
in it every day,
before coffee spilled in it was probably the worst smell.
No. When you work in it every day, it's not like, oh, I love the smell of coffee. It's just like it smells like sweat and coffee by the time you and like now I can't break those two in my head.
Yeah. Here, look, I'm sitting here, I'm kind of listening to what you're saying. I'm also kind of thinking maybe that'll just be like my New Year's resolution to have a better car condition.
I don't think
I'd ever be able to do it? You
No,
think I'd ever be able to break that habit?
Remember that time that James cleaned out your car and you got so pissed at him?
Oh, he tries from time to time, and it pisses me off so bad because I'm like, that's my one thing. Like I allow myself to have that one disgusting, just whatever. It's just is what it is. Now, I'm not like one of those hoarder people, which I'm not judging them either because I'm not far from it. But like you can see out of my passenger window.
Yeah.
You can see out of the back window. It's not like I like have newspapers and everything piled high.
Yeah.
It's just I don't care. So like when I go to put my coffee into like my car and some of it spills out, I don't like take the time to wipe it up.
Yeah.
So it's just like it looks disgusting.
I have very recently switched to a little coffee cup with a lid.
Yeah, I
That's
should
my
do
travel.
that, but I can't do it.
Because
It's too confining.
I don't like the way it tastes out of a container that's not ceramic.
Mm-hmm.
But I've got one cup that's okay. And it's got a lid, but it's too small to drink all my coffee from.
See, there's not the perfect thing.
So in the morning when I get ready, I drink one cup here while I'm like curling my hair and putting my makeup on and getting ready.
Mm-hmm.
And then I pour my second cup into that little tiny cup and then I drive.
Yeah, that's too confining. It's too many restrictions.
I know. I get it. It's not a perfect answer, but
I pour my coffee every morning into a big plastic cup with no lid. Girl, I'm rogue.
that's what I used to have a mug, but I bring my coffee mug, no lid.
Yeah, that's wild.
And I'd spill it all over the place.
Living on the edge. I spill it all over the place and I don't wipe it up.
Yeah. But
Yeah,
that
I'm just
coffee smells so
disgusting.
gross after a bit.
Yeah, I don't care. I don't care. It's just my car is gross. It is what it is. Maybe
I'm here with you. I get it.
Maybe I can make that a life change. I don't know. It would be a goal. It'd be a big goal.
Yeah. All right.
Okay.
I'm here for it.
I mean, I don't know. I'm not motivated to do it today or tomorrow, but I could think
by
about
January. Come
by
on.
January. It sounds like maybe I could do that by then. I gear myself up.
Sure.
Yeah, sure. I mean, it's better than weight loss. I've been doing that for 43 years. Nothing's happened there. So
Nah.
maybe I go with the car this year.
Yeah, for
Okay.
sure.
Okay, well, roll the dice.
Yeah. All right, cool. I like this plan.
Didn't see it coming tonight. Didn't know I was going to commit to this, but here we are.
Oh, goodness. Do you want to tell everybody about your new favorite show?
No, because you're a bitch about it. And I love it, and you hate it.
I don't hate it at all.
Well, you're very critical of it.
If there was a second season, I would watch it.
Oh, look at you now. Okay.
I watched the whole season.
Would you get excited about it?
I'd be like, oh, yeah, I like that show. That would be my reaction.
That's better than the reaction I've been getting via text from you.
Okay. What's the show?
When Erin and I, because Erin and I are so much alike that when
we don't like the same things, though.
She does this to me too. So it's not just one-sided.
Oh, yeah.
But if she loves something, she expects me to love it just as much. And when I don't love it just as much, we both get a little shitty with each other. Like,
now,
what?
Let me say that I know your style
is not this.
I know your style pretty well. So normally if I like something that I'm like, oh, Megan would not like this, I don't recommend it.
Mm-hmm.
But on shows like Schitt's Creek that I was like, she's going to freaking love this show.
It took me a couple episodes.
Yeah.
And
but
it pissed you off.
You fought it for a long time. I'm like, watch it.
Yeah.
And you were like, no, I have. It's not for me. I'm like, I need you to watch it more though.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
It did take me a little bit. You got to admit, that first episode was really stupid because it should be.
Yeah.
But you don't know the characters yet, so you
Yeah.
think it's so stupid. I'm like, why would I ever watch this?
It's so good.
But it was so good. I mean,
Okay, what's your new show?
Nobody Wants This. That's the name of the show, not
good
this
title.
conversation. Nobody wants you to go back and forth like this. No, it's a very good title.
Yeah, it is.
I just thought it did take me about 2 episodes to get into it.
Yeah.
But I just think it's adorable.
It's fine.
I think it's so cute. I think that like everybody it's just easy watching. They're funny. It's lighthearted. It's Kristen Bell.
They weren't funny
love her.
enough for me.
Oh, see, I like that. Like, don't go over the top. I don't like slapstick. I don't like it to be like in your face.
I felt like, you know what I felt like they were doing? Like a dress rehearsal. Like they were just under their full peak potential.
No, see, I love that. I don't want them to be over the top.
Yeah, it was
I
kinda
don't want
boring.
it to be too much.
The technical part of me really drove me crazy how they held their mics.
Yeah,
because
you
they're
really
supposed to be
got pissy about
podcasters.
the podcasting part.
They're holding their mics. They're leaning up and down all over that couch. I'm like, you would not do that.
Mm-hmm.
And now you're going to become the next huge bajillion-dollar podcasters.
Oh, this is why Erin didn't like it.
Here I am with all of our equipment. We got no nibbles.
Now we got some nibbles. Not like big nibbles. So close to the word big nipples.
I think that's our title, Big Nibbles.
Big nibbles. Oh, that's good. I just meant like we got Kim in Denmark. That's enough of a nibble for
our
me.
People are not the concern.
Australia. We got David in Australia. Come on now.
People are not the concern.
I think Natalie and where was Natalie? In Scotland?
They have people who are like, but after you talk to us,
it's a show,
doesn't matter. I
Erin.
know, but I'm telling you, God, I'm on earth. I'm like, your sound quality has to be piss poor. It's got to be.
I love that is what you take away from that whole show.
It got
That
on
was
my
like
nerves.
such a teeny tiny little piece of that show. Anyway, it's a rom-com. I'm not normally into rom-coms. I think that's kind of what I like. Like here lately, I've been going down a rabbit hole with all this Diddy shit that is just horrible and it's so disgusting and it's toxic and it's awful. But I can't help myself because I'm like that. I just cannot believe we live in a world where shit like that happens.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about it.
Oh, it's horrible, Erin.
Yeah.
It's horrible. And so I've like watched some documentaries on it. I swear I just saw your door move a little bit.
I bet Penelope just came home.
It could also be Ellie having a very big dream right now. And I just thought I saw your door, but it was Ellie. But anyway, things have been very dark, the things that I've been watching. So I think that I took a break and I was like, let me just watch this little show because I love Kristen Bell.
Yeah.
I think she's hilarious. And then I think it was just so refreshing that I was like, oh, yeah, I'm in this. I sailed through it.
Yeah.
So that's probably why I loved it so much.
All right. It was cute.
Mm-hmm. It's fun.
Yeah.
Do
Do you think there'll be another season?
I hope so. They can't leave us on a cliffhanger like that.
What was the cliffhanger?
Don't give it away to everybody.
Okay.
Don't give it away.
Overall, there was not a cliffhanger. Yeah. So anyways, the show, it's fine.
Okay.
Watch it if you want a really light,
Mm-hmm.
not too dramatic.
A palate cleanser, if you will.
Oh my gosh, for sure. It's like sherbet in the middle of your dinner.
Says the girl who's like, oh, if the second episode or second season came on, I would be like, oh, great.
No, I didn't say, oh, great. I'll
Rewind that.
I'll watch
Rewind it.
Oh, I'll watch
brother. Whatever. It's a great show.
Listen, if when the next season comes out, I don't remember how this season ended, I'm not going back and watching it.
Remember that at all.
But sometimes I'll be like, sometimes like Stranger Things comes on and I'm like, oh, I'm going to go back and watch that season before because I remember.
Right. I'll definitely do that.
I'm not going to rewatch
I would go
show.
back right now and rewatch the whole show.
Oh, no, I would not do that.
I would totally do that. No. Easy watching.
Absolutely not.
Mm-hmm.
That's a no for me, dog.
Well, then dog, don't worry about it because it's a great show.
Okay.
Hey, listen, I need you all to go out there and watch that show and then let me know who you're siding with.
It's fine. You're probably going to like it.
You're going to love it.
I can list the people in my mind right now
Me
who
too.
are going to love it.
I'm sitting here thinking of the ones, Melinda, you're going to love it.
Paula, gonna love it.
Gonna love it.
Yeah, let me think of the ones who aren't.
I think Shelby be on the fence.
Stephanie's not gonna like it.
No, Stephanie, I think will love it. It's
no,
smart.
you will not. Stephanie,
it's smart.
Stephanie, I actually need you to watch it. It's because I need you to tell her that you don't love it.
It's unpredictable in the way that it's not written like most dramatic filled rom-coms.
Well, it's not a drama. It's a comedy.
But even rom-coms, they'll put in so much drama that it's like all this turmoil.
This is actually the problem. There's no drama in it. It is like
easy watching.
It is like eating
rooting for them,
saltine cracker,
and they're winning
with nothing on top.
Oh my god!
It's like, oh, okay. It's
you know what? You know what I don't keep in my house? Saltine crackers.
I know, because you love
know
so
why?
much.
Because I will eat the entire box.
It is actually like just watching a reality show of a normal couple. That's what it's like.
That you want to win in life, and they're winning.
It'd be cute if they made it.
Oh my gosh! And they're funny.
They're slightly humorous.
Fucking funny. Oh, Erin Taylor.
The brother was very funny.
Kristen Bell's not funny in that show.
She's fine. She's a little funny in it.
Oh my gosh. Okay, we got to move on because they're all funny and I don't know what the hell Erin watched. She's really pissing me off.
It was kind of funny.
It's
hilarious. Laughed a few times.
Okay.
I laughed mostly at the brother.
Go back and watch it. Really, I think what Erin's trying to do is to recreate this show, this concept of the podcast because the two sisters fight all the time on the show. So I feel like Erin's like, no, in order for us to become a winning podcast, we must have to fight more.
No.
So I'll double down and pretend like I don't like the show when really it's a great flippin' show. Read me your damn story.
Oh, it's your turn to go first for sure.
Okay, great. I'll read you my damn story. Poor Ryan. I think that's his name. Poor guy.
Brian, I'm here for you.
It is Ryan and it's Rue's friend. And here we are being embarrassing on your episode. I'm so sorry, Ryan. It's my sister's fault. Okay.
Sorry.
So this story is from Rue's friend, Ryan.
All right. Hey, Ryan.
And Ryan says, I'm attaching a ghost story my grandma used to tell. If you read it on the show, could you please mention that my short story collection, Bad Connections, debuted in early September?
All right. For sure.
But debuted where?
I don't know, but I bet we could Google it.
Okay, wait.
Do we know Ryan's pronouns? Because I was almost named Ryan.
You were.
Before they found out I was a girl.
Oh
but
my
I'm
gosh,
like, Ryan is a girl name. Would be cute.
This is a legit. Oh, you can get this on, am I on Amazon? What am I on? BigCartel.com. RyanBradley.BigCartel.com. And it says Bad Connections Horror Story by Ryan C. Bradley. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to say the full name.
Yeah, author.
Illustrated by Eva Mout, M-O-U-T. And look at this illustration.
Oh.
Creepy.
Ooh, that looks
but this
very
is
cool.
legit. This is like we got a real author here, guys. Not that you all aren't. So sorry. But I just mean like a published author.
We've had a few of those too.
We have. I didn't mean to sound bitchy like that. I just meant like, wow, Ryan.
She can't help it, guys. That's okay.
Listen, in my attempt to sound impressed by Ryan, I didn't mean to diminish anybody else's success. Good grief. It's a full-time job keeping everybody happy. My Ghost Story by Ryan C. Bradley. I've been a horror writer. See?
Yeah.
There it is. I've been a horror writer in some capacity for about 18 years, but I haven't really had paranormal happen in my life. So I tend to be more in Megan's camp. I love it. I believe in the possibility of Bigfoot, which seems the most likely thing, and think that maybe someone somewhere has actually seen a ghost. It'd be hard to scientifically verify, like trying to prove that someone who went to a pub once while they were on vacation had a beer there.
Oh, yeah.
But my grandmother, Marie, loved telling stories. She'd been gone for some time now, and it's been a point of contention within my family that she had a penchant for, let's put it nicely, embellishing. So the stakes of everything in her story become life or death. And she always had the perfect comeback and did the exact right thing. It leaves me questioning so much of what she told me, but she had a great ghost story that she loved telling. My mom grew up in a big white house, since painted yellow by the new owners, 2 doors down from a church. It had to be big because my mom was the oldest of 6 kids, and even though the house was gigantic, they had to sleep 2 to a room and 1 in the attic.
Oh, boy.
In that house, according to Grandma, you could feel eyes on the back of your neck, especially at night. Something would stalk you through the house.
Ooh, yuck.
My grandpa was a doctor, and he'd often stay up late reading medical journals. Some nights, someone would tap him on the shoulder. He'd turn, and there'd be no one there. So he would dismiss the ghost, telling it to go away because he was busy. As I remember Grandma telling it, the ghost left him alone. But I checked with my Aunt Kathy. Oh, we have an Aunt Kathy.
We have 2 Aunt Kathys.
We do. We only like one of them. Whatever, it's true.
It's true.
It's the truth, and it ain't the real one.
I know.
Oh.
I know, the one we're not actually related to. We love
It's the
her.
one we love, the one that we know. Oh, you got the T there. Okay.
What if she listens?
Oh, please. Then she should not. Stop now,
Yeah.
Kathy. Oh, my goodness. If your name's Kathy, I don't mean you. I just mean our Aunt Kathy. Okay. But I checked.
Oh, wait a minute. Unless you're Aunt Kathy on Kevin's side, in which case I do like you a lot.
Oh, we do like that Aunt Kathy.
Yeah.
And we like our other.
We meant the one we grew up with on the Clem side.
Actually, the good pastor side. We were real
Golly.
Well, don't throw Dad's side of the family under the bus.
No, but I didn't want Kevin's aunt to think that I was talking about her. I was in no way talking about her. I only met her when I was in my 20s.
Oh my gosh, we just went down the road.
Or late teens. I don't know. I've been with him for forever. But anyways.
You know what? It's not even about our Aunt Kathy. It's about Ryan's.
Oh, right.
Turns out we didn't have to go there at all. But we did anyway. Here we go.
Okay.
Oh. Okay. But I checked with my Aunt Kathy, and there was another wrinkle. Eventually, the ghost whispered for a glass of water. That's weird.
Oh.
Do ghosts get thirsty?
I don't remember anything that you said before the Aunt Kathy part. Can you go back? I'm sorry.
I can, but I won't be able to do the straight face.
You can just tell me, and you don't have to. You don't have to read it for the podcast. Just summarize because I forgot.
Well, remember the dad's up reading the medical journals and he's getting tapped on the shoulder.
Nope, I don't remember any of that.
Okay, well here we go.
I wasn't paying attention.
She's still busy thinking about how good that episode is or that season of Nobody Wants This. Okay, here we go. My grandpa was a doctor, and he'd often stay up late reading medical journals. Some nights, someone would tap him on the shoulder.
Ooh.
He'd turn, and there'd be the exact same sound you made
Now I'm listening now.
10 minutes ago, so I don't believe you.
I really did listen the last time. That's weird, but I'm here now.
Okay. He'd turn, and there'd be no one there, so he would dismiss the ghost, telling it to go away because he was busy.
Oh.
As I remember Grandma telling it, the ghost left him alone, but I checked with my Aunt Kathy, and there was another wrinkle. Eventually, the ghost whispered for a glass of water. He checked on his kids and then his wife, all of whom, so like Dad's like, yeah, she just left me alone. But Aunt Kathy's like, no, there's more to that story.
Yeah.
He checked on his kids and then his wife, all of whom were in bed sleeping and thought that maybe he was studying too hard. It was time to go to bed, but he heard the voice again asking for a glass of water. And he said, I am not going to get you a glass of water. Then something knocked him down. All he could do was go to bed. Whatever.
Or get him a glass of water.
That's true.
He's
There
like,
is that
literally
option.
telling you what he needs.
Yeah. I mean, he did ask you twice.
Right.
Okay.
Just give me a glass of water, dude.
Poor thing. He's like, what else am I supposed to do now?
I can't turn the nozzle.
And I'm so damn thirsty. Okay. All he could do was go to bed. He woke up with a bruised cheek. I was not laughing. I'm laughing at that. Sorry. As I was reading that, I was picturing like this really pissed off ghost. Like, give me a glass of water.
I just need water.
And it
I'm
made me
so
laugh.
thirsty.
It's not funny that he woke up with a
No,
bruised
that's not
cheek
nice.
the next morning.
Wow.
From then on, he left out a glass of water when he was reading, and the ghost left him alone.
Ooh, that's weird.
That's so weird. But all I can think of is that movie that we just watched.
Yeah.
Poor Ernest. I don't think Ernest would ever be like that.
No, I don't think so.
Sometime later.
For those of you who don't know, we just watched movie night.
Oh, yeah. We just watched the movie in our open movie night. You all, like, there were hundreds of people there.
Oh my gosh, you all know because you were all there.
They were in droves out, and we watched We Have a Ghost.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yep. That's what we watched, and there were so many of you.
With all of you. It was crazy. You all loved it too. Okay. Sometime later, Grandma's brother Jim, a priest, came to visit the house. He and some of his Jesuit brothers were in the in-law apartment where my great-grandparents lived before I moved in with my parents, and the whole house started shaking as though there was an earthquake. They ran outside, and the yard was perfectly still. With the priest as witnesses, the diocese fast-tracked the exorcism.
Oh my gosh.
That's wild.
That is wild.
The
Why
story,
were all the Jesuits there?
they came with a priest.
Because they were like, this place is haunted AF?
Sometime later, Grandma's brother Jim, a priest, came to visit the house. He and some of his Jesuit brothers were, so he just had some people with
Just
him.
hanging out.
I guess. That's what it sounds like at first.
He was
With-
just hanging out with his coworkers
Mm-hmm.
who happened to be
That's not
Jesuits.
suspicious at all.
No. But like if you work in a church, your coworkers are Jesuits.
Yeah, I guess. I guess so.
But they're like, oh my God, they're not there to find the haunting. They're
I
just
don't
there to
know.
hang out. And they're like, oh, this place needs an
Well, he
exorcism.
doesn't really clarify that. It just sounds like they're there for some reason.
Okay.
Either to visit or because they know that this place is haunted.
Right. Okay. I
We
want to
don't
say
know that
Netflix
piece.
and chill, but I think that is a sexual
That does have some sexual
innuendo. And
yes.
so that's not what I'm suggesting.
No, not at all.
It's not what I'm saying couldn't have
They,
happened.
but
I'm
they
just
could
saying,
just be hanging out and watching movies.
right, which is what Netflix and chill
No,
should be.
but that's not what it means.
It's not what it means. So I
Mm-mm.
won't be saying
It'd
it.
be cool. Okay, they're priests we're talking about here. We don't want to go down that road.
Okay.
Okay, so they ran outside and the yard was perfectly still.
Okay.
With the priests as witnesses, the diocese fast-tracked the exorcism. The story gets fishy with Grandma's explanations. The first was that the brothers who'd previously owned the land had murdered their wives so they could have a relationship with each other. Oh, that is some tea right there.
Sexy, but in a bad way. Don't.
Yeah, murder.
Murder should not be involved in your trysts.
I mean, just leave them.
yeah, just
Go.
go away.
Run away.
Or be like
A
those.
Dear John letter.
Have you heard of that? That show you have because we've been sending TikToks back and forth.
I bet I loved it and you hated it.
No, about that show about the like Mormon wives who are married to the men, the Mormon men
Oh
who
my
are like,
gosh, it's so
I'm-
weird.
I am sexually attracted. What do they call them?
Oh, they call them something, but
It's like
they're
to
not gay,
They're not gay, no,
but they're sexually attracted to men,
as
married
like,
to women.
as if it's a disorder.
Yes,
And they're like, it's okay. We go on camping trips together to help build each other up. Yeah,
but really,
girl,
we
come
don't know
on.
what's
Girl,
happening
What's
there.
happening on those camping trips?
and it ain't no disorder, by the way.
No, just living
My
life.
goodness,
Love who
just
you
be what you're
love.
gonna. Just be what you are.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyway, that's just awful that the people have to like live like that. Still today, it's awful that people have to live like that at any point in time. But I'm like, it's 2024.
Right.
Come on now.
Yeah.
Let's get our shit together and everybody just accept one another for what we are.
Right.
Okay. Anyway, I took a creative nonfiction class in grad school and decided to try to write about the alleged haunting and dug into the historical records. The brothers had in fact built the house and lived there for most of their lives, but the real story was sadder. One of their wives was kicked in the head by a horse and was
Oh.
disabled the rest of her life from
Oh
an
my
injury.
Gosh, that's horrible.
No one was actually murdered. Her other story was even shakier. So I love that he's like, I'm going to fact check you, Grandma.
Yeah.
I really do love that, though.
Yeah,
It's like,
right. She put some scandal in it, and he's like, actually,
Good story, but let me go back and check. Everybody should do that more often.
for sure.
Her cousin Donald was a district attorney in Massachusetts, and at some point she needed a dining room table. According to her, Donald was able to get her a deal on one with a little chip on the side. The only logical explanation was that it came from a whack with an axe because she claimed this was Lizzie Borden's dining room table. I have no idea how you could verify that, but the idea that a dining room table from a crime committed in 1892 was given away or sold in the 1960s or 1970s feels ridiculous.
That is very cool, though. I mean, like, not that murder is ever cool, but like...
But that would be wild to have that table.
That would be
that
wild.
Relic. It would be, yeah.
Not only Lizzie Borden's table, but Lizzie Borden's table with an axe cut through it.
Yeah, that would be pretty wild.
That's wild.
The table has remained in the family, though no one seems to really believe it's haunted. According to Grandma, that would be because the exorcism had worked. Though my understanding has always been that exorcisms are for demons, not ghosts.
Oh.
According to my good point. According to my cousins, aunts, and uncles, it's because Grandma made the whole thing up. I'm not worried about whether it was real or not. It's a good story, and I miss listening to her tell it. That's enough for me. What a great story from Ryan. So definitely check out his book, Bad Connections.
Yeah.
And then it's almost like a PS, but instead it just says, cut through the static, ... Relationships go wrong in Ryan C. Bradley's debut story collection, Bad Connections. A musician escaped. Oh, so this is
like the synopsis.
This
of the
is
book.
the trailer of his book, yes. A musician escapes a haunted rental house, but not the ghost that he found there. A warden struggles against the psychic monster imprisoning her. A couple finds their relationship put to the ultimate test. Without connection, we drift untethered, unmoored, unsafe. But sometimes connections decay without dying. These stories filter through the rust and detritus and ask what happens when it's missing or just wrong. If life is just yelling into a phone while going through a tunnel, what if the static isn't interference, but something altogether less human?
Ooh.
Featuring a cover and 5 illustrations by the incredible Eva Mount.
All right.
Ooh, definitely check that out.
Yeah, that sounds great.
It does. Very good writing. Thank you, Ryan.
Yeah, your story was great too, Ryan. Thank you so much for writing in. And thank you, Brew, for telling him to write in.
Yes, thank you so much. Write us more.
Sure.
We'll plug your book every time.
Absolutely.
Great stories. I love that Ryan can appreciate a good story and then still be like, let me go back and fact check it.
Yeah.
Because he and I are very much alike.
Uh-huh.
Because I am the same way. I'm like, I appreciate the great story. Whether I believe it or not is a whole nother story. See what I did there?
Yeah, I see what you did, but it still seemed haunted.
Yeah,
like
you
the
can
fact of them saying like they murdered their wives, oh no, they didn't. That doesn't mean it wasn't haunted. Somebody was still asking for a glass of water.
Well, that and the whole, like, why was the house shaking?
Yeah.
But that was Grandma telling all of these things.
All those Jesuits felt it.
According to Grandma. So I see what Ryan is saying.
Okay. All right.
I see what Ryan's saying. So anyway, I'm on Ryan's side. Ryan and I are like-minded.
I'm also on Ryan's side, and I hear a ghost. All right. Well, thank you, Ryan. Thank you so much.
Yes, great story.
All right. I'm going to pick up where we read last week. We finished with Elena's first part of the story.
Nice.
Now we're jumping to June 21st, 2024.
Okay, let's listen in.
Remember, everybody, we read the first half last week, so now there's no intro.
Okay,
You're not going to
remind us what it was about?
They went to that little ghost town.
Okay, I remember that.
And her friend got to talk to her brother, we think.
That's right.
And her mom went out and got the brother.
Mm-hmm.
Elena's mom was like, hey, she needs to hear from you.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so now, June 21st, 2024. The second night, a different friend of mine, Anne, was with Mel and me. Anne and I worked together at the hospital. On the way up the mountain, Mel and I started filling Anne in on the details of the last investigation. She mentioned how strong the connection to my mom is and how she always makes herself known, which is so true. In nearly every investigation since she passed, she has arrived to say hi or play with the old trusty rusty flashlight. As before, we met with Wes to get the town stories, a new set from last time, and split into 2 groups. So I think they're at the same place.
Yeah, and this is like the little ghost town that they're in, remember?
Right, there's like 8 people there.
8 people, population of 8. We don't know if that's a joke or if that's true.
Right. There was some unexpected visitors to this event. Random ass people thought they would just show up without an RSVP or paying the fee to join us. So these are real people.
So this must be like an event.
Right.
That was hosted by this little town.
Right.
Okay.
But these people did not RSVP or pay anything. And they're just like, oh, we're here.
Elena, were they real people or were they ghosts?
I think they're real.
Okay.
As I mentioned in past stories, one of the two gentlemen who put on these events is quite the hothead. Oh.
Uh-oh.
He walks over to these wannabes and tells them to get the hell out of town.
I do love a good bar fight.
Yeah. And it's not just get out of here. Get out of my town.
Get out of this town.
After some coaxing, they are on their way out of town and we head up the road to the cemetery. This reminds me of that time you and I went to a bar and those guys jumped in our van.
What the hell are you talking about? Oh.
One guy put his hand on my knee.
Ooh, and he rued the day.
Yeah, and then all of your friends started fighting.
To try to beat him up.
It was crazy. And then
I was like, boys, get him.
Yeah, I was like, I told Kevin afterwards, I was like, yeah, and this one guy, he kept putting his hand on my knee. And he was like, what would you have done? He's like, I would have kicked his ass. I was like, you would not have.
You're so cute, little Canadian.
Cute. That would not
but
have
your
happened.
sister would.
Yeah, her friends got him out of that car.
Yeah. Well, really, it was when he got shitty with me when I told him to take his hand off of your leg.
Yeah.
I was like, take your hand off of her leg.
Yeah.
Because I could tell you were uncomfortable.
Yeah.
It was unwarranted. It was unwanted.
Yep.
And he wouldn't.
No, he wouldn't.
And then he got shitty with me. I'm like, pull this van over right now.
Yeah. And then your friends like grabbed him.
Yep.
Took him out.
Yeah, it doesn't take much for Crazy Eye Casey back in the day. You looked at him wrong and he'd go. So I was like, I got Casey in the back here. We're good.
Yeah. That was a wild college
days.
Night.
Boy, those were fun. I mean, they were really could have gone south at any second.
For sure.
Remember the cab driver was the one who stopped it all, but pulling out a gun.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And I don't think I would ever been more grateful. I'm like, okay, well, you called order into this. And we were all like, yes, sir, we're so sorry. We will get back in the car. Everybody is fine.
Yeah. Those guys did not get back in the car.
No, they walked. Yep.
Yeah. Anyways, boy, that was a detour. It is a different feel at the cemetery this time. We can talk to some people using other successful equipment, like the EMF reader. This device gives a numerical value to how much electricity is in the area. The EMF shouldn't have had any readings at all since we weren't near any electrical sources. Did I say that weird? Did I mumble it?
The fact that it's all a thing is weird to me. Electrical sources.
Electrical sources, just in case I mumbled it the first time. We double-checked that our phones were either off or on airplane mode. They all were. And when put next to the reader, did not spike it. An odd occurrence, but nothing else really happened. We load up the cars and head back to the original locations. My group was the first to the ruins, where we had all the activity last time. It takes forever to get anything, to use a device, or to hear a response in the spirit box. In the last 10 or 15 minutes, we start having things happen. The flashlight starts responding to questions again, and it seems as though someone I know is present.
Ooh.
Time ran out before we could get more information on who we were talking to. Well, that's a bummer.
Yeah.
Our last location of the night is the general store. We settled in and set up the REM pod and flashlight in the middle of the room, with the flashlight on a chair. Once the spirit box was set up, we started asking the normal questions. It was pretty uneventful at the start. Then the front door of the general store opened.
Oh.
The flashlight turned on, and the light in the room turned on.
Whoa.
Context, there were 2 rooms in the main floor of the general store. In addition to the front door, one separates the 2 rooms. We were set up in the back room. We tried to recreate the happenings with no results. It should be said that there was no wind or movement of any kind when the door opened.
Okay.
So they tried to recreate that door opening.
Was there a little fishing
No.
I'm just asking.
They're
I'm
going up
asking
to
a question.
investigate. And
exactly. From a person who's a hothead who hosts these events.
Oh my gosh.
Just asking questions. That's it.
All right. Anyways, the flashlights flickered momentarily, subtly indicating that we were conversing with ex-miners from the region. They enjoy women, whiskey, and gold.
Hello, boys.
Who doesn't? Precisely as you expected. The gathering ended, but we weren't prepared for the evening to conclude. The 3 of us drove a little bit down the road to a parking lot surrounded by trees. We parked there for about 20 minutes until we knew no one would see us return to town. We returned to the cemetery, stayed in the car with the lights off, and continued asking questions. Nothing of note happened. The EMF detector had a few odd readings, but nothing that could be recreated. Then we returned to the ruins, staying closer to the road. I was too chicken to go any further, but we got results. We set up the flashlight, EMF, and REM pod. We introduce ourselves, and soon after, we start getting responses with the flashlight. Through a series of questions, we came to find out that we were talking to a Native American spirit. We responded by saying that all three of us were also Native American. This sparked a lot of commotion with the devices, but nothing distinct. We stayed for a few more moments to see what else would come through. Guess who the next spirit was? If you guess my mom, you guess right.
Oh, neat.
That woman is a stage 5 clinger. Do you think she would come through when I'm home trying to have a private conversation? Nope, of course not. But she sure loves a group. I'm not sure what to make of these nights in Nevadaville. I just love the name of that. Nevadaville. I can only hope it was my mom and not something else. Before writing in, I checked with Claudia, Mel, and Ann to make sure I wasn't forgetting anything. They all said the same thing. That's exactly what we experienced. Okay. Oh, she gives us a little glossary. Glossary, a spirit box is a device that scans through radio frequencies to pick up verbal messages from spirits or ghosts.
Okay.
A REM pod detects temp changes in the air, senses touch and vibrations via color code lights.
Okay, I was wondering about that one.
Yeah, cat balls.
Oh, yeah, she always has to include this one.
Are real cat toys that light up when they move or are touched. My cat balls always light up when they're touched.
Ew.
The ones.
Quit touching cat's balls, Erin.
I was calling my own balls cat balls.
Oh, ew. TMI.
The ones I got need to be substantially moved to light up. They are not sensitive at all. EMF detector detects electromagnetic fields. All electronics give off EMF, and Wi-Fi routers give off a lot. And that's it.
Wow, Elena, thank you for that glossary. You know us well.
Yeah, probably because we made such a fuss over cat balls the first time you brought them up.
I mean, who wouldn't?
You can't just drop cat balls.
Who wouldn't fuss over cat balls?
For real.
My goodness. Great story. You know what I'm going to say? You're paying for an event.
Okay.
You got an event.
Yeah. But then even more readings happened when they left the event and came back into town. I was doing the investigation on their own. It's
a group of people who all want things to happen.
Yeah, but like, I just want to have more faith in people.
I know you do.
Because even if you want, like, if I want things to happen, even if I'm hosting an event, I would be very clear about the fact that, like, it might not happen because I have no control over them. They're ghosts.
Sometimes I think people want things to happen so badly for themselves, but even more so for other people. Almost like because you're hosting something or you're putting something together, or because you know everybody wants it to happen so bad, sometimes you can justify things in a way of like, yeah, but everybody will love if this happens. And I think that that's a very human, like, desire that people will have to make things better than what they really are. Whether it be in a relationship or whether it be whatever it is, people have that want to make things heightened for other people. And that temptation alone always just creeps in a little bit of like, what if somebody manipulated the environment in some way?
Any of those things were ever discovered, they would be done forever.
What do you mean?
Like if they had fishing wire on the door.
Sure.
And then somebody discovered it.
Sure.
Elena and her group would then blast about that, and they'd be done forever.
But what if they didn't discover that? What if they're so good at it?
I just think the risk is not worth it.
Yeah, but
especially when you can always say, like, I'm sorry it didn't happen. Like, that's a bummer.
Yeah, but I think that if you know that this group of people, how many people are coming to a town of 8 for this haunting experience? I don't know. I don't know either. But if it's low traffic, you need people, you need this to build. You need people to go back and talk about it. How else are you going to do that? If nothing ever happens there, then nobody's ever going to come.
Yeah, maybe.
So that would just always be where I stand, because there's a chance. There's just a chance in a group of people that somebody could have manipulated that environment just enough to make other people curious and think that something happened.
Yeah. If you saw the movie, like if you were in the movie, We Have a Ghost, and you could see him and talk to him, and you could walk him.
Well, first of all, that was the fakest looking ghost ever.
I know, but if you were in the room with a ghost who was trying to scare you and then could run through a wall, would you still be like,
that has never happened, Erin? That's why I don't believe in it.
But I'm saying if it did, could you?
Sure, if it did. Okay, fine. We'll go to the if world. Sure, if I was sitting right here and a ghost walked in that door and I could put my hand through it and little tingly things happen and it was proof right there, of course. I'd be an idiot to not believe it.
All right. That's all I needed to hear.
But Erin, it's never happened.
Yet.
That's why I don't believe in it. Because not only has it never happened to me, it's never happened to anybody.
I believe in the power of yet.
Okay. Boy, that's a lot of power to believe in. And yet, you can't even like a simple, sweet Kristen Bell.
No, I can't. This is too boring.
Series. Oh,
it was fine.
Roll. See, this is your problem. You need everything to be sensationalized. You need a ghost to be able to. You just need it all to be too much.
I just feel like if my neighbors told me that this was their love story, I'd be like, "Yeah, that checks out."
Whatever. Like she's not Jewish. Anyway. It's fine. They had a lot of things they had to overcome, and yet they commit to overcoming them.
They already did all of that in Sex and the City. And she found him repulsive. And they still...
Gosh.
It's like the same storyline, only he was hot. Of course you're going to fall in love with him.
Okay.
It was actually more interesting in Sex and the City. And that is hard to say. Because Sex and the City is very problematic. And yet, again, it was better. That story was told better in Sex and the City.
Okay. Again, you just like things sensationalized. I'll say it again. Okay. All right. Well, here we are. We like to argue about ghosts. We like to argue about amazing good shows.
We'd like to argue about shows.
Okay. So bring it home. Oh, a fan favorite. I've got one.
Okay, great.
Forgot it was my turn to go.
Elena, thank you for your story.
Yes, Elena. Always a great story. Please keep writing them in. Even if it's just me debunking them because you're going on investigations. Don't mind me. Please.
I would love to go on a ghost hunt with Elena.
Absolutely.
I think Charlie's going to kidnap us and then she's going to take us.
Yeah, Charlie invited us to her estate.
I told her she had to also kidnap
Elena.
You
did. You said we got to pick up Elena on the way.
Yeah, and then we'll go see a haunted anything.
Right?
Be great.
Love it. Okay, so this week's fan favorite is the lovely Cassie.
Oh,
Cassie has been very present on our Facebook page lately. She's very funny. She's very sweet. She also was like, oh, wow, this is exciting. Thank you. I don't have anything to plug.
Well, hi, Cassie.
Yes. And so Cassie's like, I don't really have anything to plug, though, but I appreciate the shout out. So we're just going to shout out Cassie. And we're just going to say, Cassie, thank you so much for being a fan. Thank you. This week, you are our fan favorite. You seem amazing. I don't know if this is her little girl in this picture. Adorable, though.
Okay.
Got to look her up. Stalk her for a second because she is cute. And so is the little girl in her picture.
Give me a minute. Oh, yeah.
Oh, your wedding picture is beautiful too, Cassie.
Oh.
Just sit here and scroll through here. Oh, look how beautiful you were on your wedding day.
Oh, I know Cassie. I've sold her makeup before when I was back and doing MLMs.
Are you for real? I thought I found Cassie all on my own.
Nope,
I mean, I did.
Nope.
Whatever.
Back when I was in my MLM phase, I sold her makeup.
Okay. Well, Cassie, thank you for listening. Thank you for being a fan. And you know what? Get back to us. If you decide there is something that you would like to plug,
yeah, we can always plug off later.
Absolutely.
But I don't know what to plug off. That got weird.
Leave it to Erin to make it weird.
Oh, no. Sorry. Anyways, thank you so much, Cassie, for being a fan favorite and for being active on our Facebook page.
Absolutely.
That helps a lot. Thank you all for listening this week. Thank you for our submitters of stories and for our fan favorite. If you would like to check out our website, go to myskepticalsister.com where you can find out how to write in. You can find our P.O. box. You can find out how to become a Patreon. $3 a month gets you weekly bonus content plus a sticker and a magnet. $5 a month gets you all that plus our monthly movie night.
Mm-hmm.
You can rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or wherever you listen.
Ooh, we got a new review.
We did?
We did. It's very sweet.
Oh, I didn't see it. I can't wait to look. you can write in at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. We need those stories. We'd love to get them.
Mm-hmm.
And, tell everybody about us. You can also buy us a coffee at buymeacoffee.com and look for My Skeptical Sister. That way you don't have to do a monthly payment, but just a one-time donation is very helpful.
Absolutely.
And I think that's just about everything. You guys, you can always buy stickers and magnets too. We don't have the clothing merch at the moment, but hopefully we'll get that back at some point. But
Someday.
the stickers and magnets are always up there. And we love you guys. We'll talk to you next week.
Shalom.
Stupid.
La 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 la.
Penchant.
Oh, shit. He and some of his Jesuit brothers.
Jesuit.
Jesus.